All right, so you want to talk about some murderers?
Yeah, let's talk about murders. So I have a list of. You're staring at my shit. You're peeking. It was supposed to be a surprise. Right. I can see your eyes rolling, being like, "Oh my god, I don't want to talk about those fuckers."
All right, let's get into it because I got a clear fact from fiction on this one.
Oh yeah,
but I mean, the rest of them, I don't.
All right, we'll just get into that one then, since you know it and stuff. Okay, so we are dealing with the 90s, like early 90s.
Yeah.
Black metal scene in Norway. Mm-hmm. With two bands, Mayhem and Burzum. Mm-hmm. And that's when Varg Vigenus. Did I say his name right?
No, I just call him the Count. The Count. That's what he likes to be called.
Count Grishna. I mean, you go to his Wikipedia page and there's like 20 names.
Yeah. That's how you know somebody's awesome.
Yeah. Until you find out he's like a far right, like neo-Nazi.
He's a straight up Nazi.
Yeah. But where he murdered a guy named Euronymous. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you know the story. I know the story. Yes. Okay. Tell me the story.
All right. So basically, this guy, the Count, wanted to be a part of Euronymous' band that was the infamous Mayhem. And they kind of let him join a little bit, but then he started to become popular with the band, and Euronymous was not the kind of guy that he was the center of attention. He didn't like other people to be a center of attention. So the longer this continued, the more jealous he became. He kicks the Count out, and the Count starts his own band, and it becomes popular. Yeah. So Euronymous is like, okay, I want to sign you to my music label. Mm-hmm. And he wasn't paying him right. And he was like keeping all the money and all the tracks and everything like that. So the Count couldn't do anything with it.
Well, not only that, but he was paying bills that Varg, like what Burzum, the money from Burzum, right. And stuff, Euronymous was paying bills with that.
Yeah.
So he's stealing, you know.
Yeah. He wasn't paying him right, and he was taking the money and doing his own thing with it, just like any good businessman. And cut that out, or don't, Jesus. Whatever. But yeah, so eventually, the Count got into a confrontation. It all led to a confrontation. And apparently Euronymous was kind of like starting to be out of the scene, starting to just kind of move on in his life. And the Count wanted his music and his rights and his masters. And he went over, and, nobody really knows what happened. Yeah. You've got the crazy ass Nazi, the Count, telling you his side of things. That's all there is. Because he stabbed Euronymous countless times. And, Euronymous died.
I got, because the driver, Varg didn't go alone. There was a driver with him and stuff. And so
and he was in another band too.
Yeah, he was in another band. And basically what happened was, Varg was going over to Euronymous' house to get his shit. Yeah. But before that, there was rumors around that Euronymous was going to basically use a stun gun on him. Yeah. Until he passed out. Yeah. Tie him up and make a snuff film. Yeah. And murder. He was gonna make a snuff film for him. So Varg already went over there with the idea that there's gonna be a confrontation. Right. I need to get over there and I need to get my shit. Mm-hmm. I cannot, I can't just let this shit go and stuff. So Euronymous, basically, Varg knew Euronymous had a gun. Mm-hmm. So when Euronymous, after the confrontation of, I want my shit back. Yeah. Euronymous made a move for the bedroom, in the back, and Varg stabbed him.
Yeah. And then kept stabbing him.
He stabbed him again. And then Euronymous got up and ran out, and Varg chased him and kept stabbing him.
Yeah. I think it was like 19, 20 times, something like that, 27 times. I don't remember the exact number of stab wounds that ended up.
Yeah. I think it's funny, though, that it was it was self-defense.
Yeah.
It was like,
yeah.
Yeah,
you
the
chased
first
him,
one.
you chased him down and kept stabbing him. That's not self-defense anymore.
Yeah. I mean, and then there are people, in other bands that were like, yeah, or Euronymous sucked. I was going to kill him too and stuff. So,
yeah,
this wasn't
he went from a very popular person in the scene to a very unpopular person in the scene very quickly, or, over the course of like a year and a half or so. He just got a big head and people were tired of dealing with his shit. Yeah. And that's what ended up happening. People, there's two sides to every story, and people were saying that Euronymous was very giving, like, yes, you can have your music. I don't want anything more to do with any of this. I just want us to be okay. And it still happened. And there's other people that say Euronymous intended on killing himself. And the Count just got the better of him. Yeah. But there was no attack wounds on the Count.
No.
And if you're interested in hearing the actual story of the murder, the Count is out of prison and he is definitely on YouTube.
No longer.
Oh, well, I'm sure somebody's ripped it. You can still find it.
Yeah, you can find him.
But he's on there telling the exact story of how he murdered him. And he even says, I murdered him. Now that he's already served the time, now he's okay with admitting that it was just outright murder. So
those videos, though, on YouTube are the most hilarious thing.
He's just sitting in a truck in the dark by, like, the dome light of an 1980 Chevy, like telling a story about how he murdered some guy in a Viking accent.
The son, and then like he'll tell that story, and then like you'll see like him playing with his kids, or him talking about board games, like Final Fantasy. Like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. And it's just like, I don't know. Your last video, you're sitting there talking about how you murder Euronymous. I don't know if I'm going to sit here and listen to you talk about your board games now.
In this video, I murdered Euronymous. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing Chutes and Ladders. Yeah. Like, no, fuck you. I'll leave that to somebody else.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But, either way, in the long run, Euronymous, even though he was an asshole, didn't need to, pay with his life, So
yeah, the band sucked after Dead blew his head off. So I don't care either way.
And that's another thing is that this whole like, when you talk about a scene of music, especially in that, it sucks that it gets overshadowed by all of the stuff that happened instead of the music itself. Like when people talk about it.
Let's be brutally honest. We're going to take a sidetrack and say that 99% of black metal sucks.
No.
Big bags of dicks. Burzum sounds like somebody shit into a tin can.
That's what the idea was.
Yeah, okay. No, they just didn't have any better, so they said that was the idea. Now, Mayhem's first album, good.
Yeah.
Gorgoroth, good. Emperor, good. Excellent examples of black metal.
Dark Throne,
Carthapian Forest, like all these are great examples. But in the 90s, they were still trying to figure it out. Yeah. And now you have like not black metal, like
it branched, it splintered into 1,000 pieces.
But you get like Danny Filth screaming and crying into a microphone from Cradle of Filth, and people call that black metal.
No, he's more like King Diamond.
You want to talk about King Diamond? And
no, we'll do that on another
how you used to tell me about this awesome band, King Diamond. All right, back to murder.
But